good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're joining in from, wherever you're watching this video from. Because we have the YouTube channel, and most often people go back to the YouTube channel to watch the video. So if you're watching this video, wherever you're watching and watching what time you are, whatever time zone you are, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's a pleasure to have you today again on our webinar. Yes, our training transfer effectiveness webinar, a webinar we started since January this year. Yeah, we are going to August. That's going to 7 months. We really tried. Every Thursday we've been having this webinar. It's called the training transfer effectiveness journey. So usually you would always see continues or begins. So for those who have been on the call with us, for those who have been attending the webinar, I know Castro. Yes, Castro has attended the webinar before. It's not Castro's first time of attending the webinar. Then Doris is one of our oldest webinar attendee. It's not her first time. And Topaz note taker that comes almost every Thursday. Yeah, so for three of them, it is TTE journey continues because they've been hearing about it, and I'm sure they can even take one or two of these sessions, right? Then for those who are joining in for the first time, so when you see me turning the other side, please, I'm using two screens, pardon me. I see Christine joining in. I know, Christine, you're joining in for the first time. I see Patience joining in for the first time. I see Milker.
No, I've been here before.
Yeah, before Patience. How many times?
Yes,
Just once?
I think so. There's the second one.
That's why I
But
cannot
I've been
remember
recommending
you.
people to join on my behalf.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so much. So you're an advocate. Thank you, Patience. I'm so sorry about that. Del Milker is joining us for the first time. Google, I don't know if Google Zumalo is joining us for the first time. I can't remember now. Well, welcome. We are happy to have you all here today. And so this night, what are we talking about? We're looking at why training doesn't work and what to do instead. Or let me even ask, does training, we will get there. Let me do the introductions. It seems I just like facilitating. So let's do the introductions. Let's go to so welcome. So glad you are here. And please introduce yourselves. Type into chat. Let us get to know you. So type into chat where you're joining in from. Just type into chat where you're joining in from. Let's get to know you. So you're going to introduce yourself in 3 ways. Tell us your name, the country you're joining in from, and your role in your organization. So just 3. Your name, the country you're joining in from, and your role in your organization. So I will be checking the chat box. Patience from Ghana, training manager. Yeah, Patience, welcome. Welcome. Okay, so just type into chat. Even if you're old here, please do, because of the new people. It seems every week we get to have new people. So we have more of new people here. While I wait for people to do that, let me introduce myself. Okay, I think I see Emmanuel. Yes, Emmanuel is one of our oldest. Emmanuel and Doris. And Emmanuel is our TT advocator in Ghana. Yeah. Welcome, Emmanuel. Nice to see you. So Emmanuel is a team lead. So let me just read it out. Emmanuel is a team lead, same consult in Ghana. Milka Maina is from Kenya. She's an HR practitioner. Christine Wangara is from Kenya. She's an HR consultant. Castro is from Kenya. He's an HR practitioner and still studying. Yes, I remember now, Cairo. Castro, welcome. So this is me. My name is Sandra Ihenacho, aka the Oracle. I'm known as the Oracle, and I'm Africa's leading voice on training transfer effectiveness. And what does that mean? I am the voice shouting and crying out that there should be training transfer effectiveness. That for every training investment, there should be ROI and ROE. Is it possible? Yes. Is it going to be a bit tasking? Yes. I'm not promising you to be rosy. Yes. Will it make you go out of your comfort zone? Yes. Will you get the returns for the training investment? Yes, a very big yes. So if you get the training for the, if you get the returns for the training investment, why would you want to go through the bit of hassles and the bit of unrest you may get just getting there? So that's who I am, and that's what I've been doing. I'm the CEO of Embrand Consulting Limited. It's a human capital development organization here in Lagos, Nigeria. So I'm signing in from Nigeria. And we do two things in the organization. One, we do learning and development. Two, we do HR consulting. Now, under learning and development, we do three things. We do training, the services we offer. We offer training services. We offer mentoring services and coaching services. So those are three services we offer. And in all of this, these two huge services we do, we always ensure we see a return on investment and return on expectation. We always want to see an application, because when you apply, which is transfer, so when you apply, you're able to see ROI and ROEs. When you don't apply, you don't see. I'm an ex-banker, CEO, mother of 5 children, 3 lovely boys and 2 girls. I'm an IFC Global Master Trainer, IFC's International Finance Corporation. I work with the World Bank. IFC is a sister arm of the World Bank, and I certify trainers globally, saying that they have the right competencies to deliver training. I'm also a certified assessor with LPI. LPI is a Learning Performance Institute in the UK. I certify trainers. So LPI and IFC, they came together and they are offering this for trainers globally. So that's what I do. I'm also a transfer enabler for Africa. I work with the Institute for Transfer Effectiveness, the 12 levers of transfer. So I work with them and I certify trainers or HR practitioners, not just trainers, those who are interested to seeing transfer in their training investment. So I go around Africa doing that for them. And because of that, I'm Nigeria's first certified transfer designer. I'm a resource person with the Lagos Business School here in Lagos, Nigeria. I teach leadership in the organizational behavior and human resource department. I'm a certified transformational coach. I'm a certified team and group coach. I'm a certified Kirkpatrick professional bronze level. I'm in the last session of my silver level. I'm doing the silver level certification, after which I'll do the gold level. And I've been a teacher and a trainer, whichever you call me, for the past 26 years, both formally and informally. And because I say when you stop learning, you start dying. Those 2 certifications you're seeing are certifications I want to get. The first one, number 1, I'm getting it by the end of this year. The second one, I'm getting it by next year. And the more we keep learning. So that's a little bit about myself. And this is what we usually talk about. We said difficult roads lead to beautiful destination. Yes. So for those of us in Kenya, this is about 16 minutes past 9. And yet you are here because you want to learn. Is it easy for you? I guess it's not easy for you. Some of you are just coming back from work. But because of the knowledge you want to get, the skills you want to acquire, the knowledge you want to acquire, you are here. Those in Ghana, someone like Doris, I'll use her as an example. Doris is just getting back from work and she's joining a webinar. Is that not crazy? What kind of webinar is that? Are you some of you to rest, eat, get yourself rested from work? You're actually webinar. She knows the value she's getting out of the webinar. That's why she's here. Myself, I've been working since morning. I've not rested. My son was like, wouldn't you rest? Because I was saying wrong things. I told him to turn off I wanted to tell him to turn off the fan. I told him to turn off the AC. And he said, Mommy, it's not the AC that is on, it's the fan. I told him I am tired. And I told him to do something again. I said the wrong thing. He said, go and sleep. I said, I cannot go and sleep. I cannot rest. I need to finish this. Oh, and I'm here again doing the webinar. We could as well have sent you messages, or Samson, my staff, will be here, and when you come in, he will tell you the webinar will not hold, and you will not kill me. You will not do anything to us, because this is not a paid webinar, it's a free webinar. But yet every Thursday we show up because we understand, we have articulated what we are trying to do. We want to ensure that we work with businesses that are ready to show ROE for their training investments. Even if we don't work with you directly, we're equipping you to go into your organization to start doing, because the more practitioners and consultants that help businesses see ROI and ROE for their investment better, and the less training scrap we have. So because of the passion and what we have, and that's why I'm here. I am tired. I don't know. I think I keep saying this. I'm tired because I work so much, and I tend to be very tired, and yet I need to show up. So for those of you signing up, you need to show up, and that's why you're showing up. So thank you, because there's a beautiful destination ahead for you. So those of us that were here last week, we usually say, so for those joining us for the first time, this webinar is about application. So if it's about application, we need to live what we preach. We need to live what we teach. So we expect when you come for the webinar, the following week, you have tried out something. They say little drops of water make an ocean. It must not be something big. You may decide, talk to, like what Patience said, she's been inviting people. That is something. Because for her to invite them, should have told them what it is for them to come. So if she did not tell them, or she doesn't know a bit of what it is, I doubt if they will come. So you could do that through advocacy, inviting people to come for the webinar, or applying some of the things you learned into your organization, into what you're doing with your clients. Do something. So the floor is open. For those that were here last week, in case you don't remember, let me show you what we did last week. This was what we did last week. We talked about the 5 conversations before training begins. So let me leave this. Let me give you expo. Let me leave this. Those that were here last week, was there something you were able to apply? Were you able to have any of these conversations? Or did you invite somebody? Or what did you do? What did you apply? You can either type into chat. I'll be checking the chat box, or you raise up your hands, the emoticon hands, and I would call you. I will call you out. I know the people that were here last week. I know those that were here last week. Who wants to go for it? Nobody. I will feel bad. Do you want me to cry? I will feel bad that nobody that was here last week wants to give a try. What did you apply? Welcome, Anthony Kairu. Welcome, Teresia Kibere. So what did you apply? Doris, I will call you out now. Doris, it was Emmanuel here last week. Doris, what did you apply? I think it was only Doris and Emmanuel. Emmanuel, were you here last week?
Yes.
Yes, and Castro, you were also here.
Hello.
Yes, over to you, Emmanuel. Yes, please.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. And I think the last 3 sessions or so, I reported that I've started a conversation with a client who wanted me to do something for him or her. Another client has come for me to do customer service training.
Wow.
For her. Yes, she just called me and I told her that. So I've told her that I want to have a conversation with her. She said, "Oh." Usually I will say, "Oh, I will send my training synopsis right now, without even doing the MVP." But now, because I want to have a good PDP, I'm intentionally using the terms so that our new people will know that we are learning new models. Thank you, Coach, for raising us up.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you. Well done. Emmanuel is already using it. Someone has sent him, asked him to come and do customer service training. Normally, he would have sent out his training synopsis and said, "These are the models. This is how many days it will take, a day or 2 days training." Emmanuel said, "Let us have a conversation. And let us see if it is even training that is a solution to that performance gap or performance issue." Let's do Tadam for Emmanuel. Awesome. Let me look for where are my reactions. Yeah. Tadam. Emmanuel, we are doing Tadam for you. Well done.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Emmanuel. And I see Castro said something. Yeah. Okay, Castro said, okay, Castro is still studying. I didn't apply because I have no place to apply, but the experience is still fresh and long time. I will apply them in future when I be an HR manager. Awesome, Castro. Awesome. So maybe what you could do is start, even though you're studying, right? Maybe you can start talking about it, right? Whatever you learn, you can use social media. You just never know who is watching you, and you're just a student and you're posting out those things. Let me tell, even before you finish, jobs will be waiting for you, opportunities will be waiting for you. So I think what you should start doing is clips of what you learn. I want you to do it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional platform. You can do it in any other platform. However, I want you to be intentional on LinkedIn. Go and first edit your LinkedIn profile where you're studying, where you're schooling now. And every week when we are done, post things, snippets. Someone will be watching. And when they are looking for things, they'll somehow they get connected to you. And also send me an invite. Let me join, accept. So whatever you post, I see it, and when I like it, everybody in my under my contact would also see it. So let me use that to promote you for taking this opportunity to be here, even though you're still studying. I think we need to give him Castro a tadan. Castro, we really appreciate you. Well done. We've given you that. Well done. Okay, so we can go on now. So what we usually do, we started it last week. For those who are new that just joined us, we found out that every week it's been happening, but we never thought about it. And yet last week it came like a brain wave, like something to us, that every week we have new people joining. And when they join, some of them may have not watched the YouTube video. And so because they've not watched the YouTube video, they may not have an idea of what we've spoken about. And because it's like a continuation, we are building on what we've been talking about. And so we decided that every week we will review the webinar and we will review what we stand for, which is the TTE, Training Transfer Effectiveness, what it means, so that whatever we are speaking, you have a foundation and you can flow. So last week we looked at the 5 conversations before training begins. And we said, when someone reaches out to you for training, for those in the organization, and maybe the production manager reaches out to you, or the IT manager, or the finance manager reaches out to you and say, or the customer service manager reaches out to you and say, I need you to send my staff on a customer service training or on a sales skills training. Instead of immediately getting looking for vendors. For those who are that work in the organization, what you do is you start looking for vendors that would be able to take that training. So instead of doing that, you start with this first. You have these conversations with them. Of course, after you've done what we call the MVP, which was what Emmanuel was talking about. The MVP is a needs validation process model. It's a model that we designed as a company. I designed it, and it's a diagnostic approach to help you verify if a performance issue or a performance gap is a training intervention or a non-training intervention, or an integration of both of them. Sometimes, most often, we found out that performance gap is not a training issue. And yet, when there's a performance issue, what do they say? Send them on training. So after that has been done, you have the first conversation. What is the training trying to solve? What's it trying to solve? After you found that, is it a training intervention, non-training, or integrated approach of both a training intervention and non-training intervention? What is it trying to solve? The desired change. What should improve on the job? What do you want to see? What would you want to see when those people come back? They go for the training, they come back. What is that you want to see that will improve, that will change on the job? Performance of expectation. What will success look like? What does the business want? What is the business outcomes? What will the business say that this is what this training has done? What are the expectations? What does success look like? Stakeholders role. Who is needed to drive transfer? Who are those you need to talk to? Who are those that you have to engage with? Who are those you have you have a handshake with, departments or units. Then last but not the least, what are the KPIs and baseline data? How will you measure impact? How will you know that there has been an impact? So that's when you do KPIs and baseline data. So those are things we talked about last week. Okay, now so let's go into what we have this week. Okay, this was the charge I gave them. I don't know if any of them did that. So these are our session objectives for today, for tonight. So by the end of this session, you will be able to do the following. Identify the key reasons why training often fails to produce business results. You should be able to describe the shift from traditional training delivery to a training transfer effectiveness approach. When you hear me say TTE, what that means is training transfer effectiveness for short. And last but not the least, you should be able to recognize how applying the PDP model, which is the second model we designed, and using ROE and ROI thinking can transform training into measurable business impact. So these are some of the objectives for us. And how do we hope to achieve this? Our roadmap to achieving these objectives. One is Q&A for things that you're not clear about, ambiguity, even things we want you to answer, things we want to ensure that you have clarity. Would ask questions, interactions, which is what I'm trying to do now. And also when I ask questions, I pause to allow you to reflect, to internalize it, and even think of how you would apply it. And last but not the least, we always commit to forward movement. And the forward movement is okay. I see Anthony. Anthony, you want me to go back to the session objectives? Okay, this is it, Anthony, because I saw your message. I should please go back to the session objectives. I hope you're good now. Okay, so let me move forward. Okay, now training effectiveness versus training transfer versus training transfer effectiveness. What does it mean? Let me even ask, how many of us have heard about, apart from the old ones that have been here? I'm not asking the old ones now, I'm asking the new people that joined us. Have you heard of training effectiveness before? What do you understand by that? Or training transfer or training transfer effectiveness? What do you understand by that? Have you heard of it before? If you have, what do you understand? What does it say to you? Can you define it? Is there anybody that is new that's heard about this that wants to try? Okay, so I want to believe that those that are new, you've not heard of it. That's what I want to believe, because everywhere is silent. So let me believe that you don't have an idea, which is okay. It's fine if you don't have an idea. That's why I'm here to explain that. Okay, so we're going to be looking at what does training effectiveness mean, training transfer, and training transfer effectiveness very briefly, so we can go into the reason why we are here today. And this is what training effectiveness means. It is the extent or the degree to which training is successful in producing the desired result. Now, what does that mean? So, for instance, maybe you go for a training, and one of your training objective is that at the end of the training, maybe it's a customer service training, and there's post-evaluation, that those that attended the training should score nothing less than 80% after the post-evaluation. So that could be one of your objective, your training objective. And so if at the end of the training you do the post-evaluation and everyone in the class were scoring 100, 95, 90, the least in the class was 85, yes, you will say indeed the training has been effective, because the reason why we had that training we've gotten the result. The reason why the training was developed is been successful, that's produced the desired result. So that's exactly what training effectiveness is. The training has been effective. And for instance, if you said you want people to, at the end, they should be able to role play how to deal with irate customers, and they were able to role play it using what you taught them, then you say training has been effective. Let's go to the next one. Training transfer. What does that mean? This is the extent to which the trainees effectively apply the acquired knowledge, skills from training and demonstrate the desired behavior at the workplace. I'll also use a customer service example again. So what this means is, I sent you on a customer service training, taught you that when you get back, you should be able to, when people come into the organization, you're the first point of contact, maybe for the front desk, and you're the first point of contact, you should be able to say, good morning, welcome to Brand Consulting Limited. My name is Sandra. How may I help you? Or you're answering a call, telephone etiquette, when you're doing customer service, they tell you, good morning, and they say, do not allow the phone to ring more than 3 times. Do not allow it to ring more than 3 times. You can pick it at the first ring, the second, third, it should not be more than 3 times. That's also something you learned, right? And now you come back from training, you come back to the organization. The people come to the company, you greet them, good morning, welcome to Brand Consulting Limited. My name is Sandra. How may I help you? And you do it. You've been doing it, applying it well. About the telephone etiquette, when the call rings, you pick it at the first call. Even if maybe you're going to the ladies or to the loo, you tell your colleague, please help me to ensure that you pick up the call when a call comes in, right? So you did it. So for instance, maybe you did it for the first week, still fresh out of training. Your head is still smoking hot. You did it for the next 2 weeks. You did it for 1 month. After 1 month, you say, please, I'm tired of all this. Good morning, welcome. They should know that I've agreed that by smiling, it's okay. I don't have the strength to continue that. And you stop. That is what training transfer is. That's where it ended. The extent to which they apply effectively the acquired knowledge and skills, and they demonstrate the desired behavior at the workplace. Now, what I've been advocating for and what I'm the voice, and that's why training transfer effectiveness in Africa, I am the one. Our company is the one bringing it to Africa and talking about it. Yes, check it anywhere. All the materials you see on training transfer effectiveness is from us, our company Brand Consulting, and from me, what I write on LinkedIn. And so we said, we cannot. Why would people stop here? Don't stop here. Why would they do it for 1 month and they will stop and they will get tired, or they'll do it for 2 months, they are tired? Then we said, let us go. This is the models we developed was as a result of 13 years work. It's a 13 years work. Yes, 13 years work. And we came up with this, what we call the TTE movement now, the Training Transfer Effectiveness movement, which the 2 models we have is the foundation. And this is what we said. So training transfer effectiveness is the extent to which knowledge and skills gained from training, take note of that, are consistently applied on the job in a way that leads to measurable performance, improvement, and business impact. And it doesn't end there. If you want to get measurable performance and improvement and business impact, it must be sustainable. It must be intentional. You must have intentional structures. If there are no structures in place, if you don't, and that's why we created a sustainability framework. If there are no structures in place, I bet you we've seen it and it will keep happening. 3 months down the line, they've gotten the impact, or 6 months down the line, the business has shown the impact of that training. People feel that, yes, we've achieved it. Let us go. They stop doing what they're supposed to do. But if you want it to continue, whereby even those not in the organization, new people are recruited, they continue that, it becomes a culture in the business, then you have to be intentional about building structures that will make sure what they've applied, they are still applying it, and it becomes a culture. And so we said, with intentional structures in place to sustain the application over time. So that's what training transfer effectiveness is, whereby you don't stop in 1 month. That lady that says 1 month she's tired, no, there are structures in place that makes her to continue. Even if our target was 6 months and the business saw the impact we did, there was RI and there was ROE, she will not stop. They will not stop. They will continue because it has become like a nature to them. It has become like a culture. And those who are recruited coming into the business, they continue, they ride on it. And you can imagine what happens to the business. The business continues. Just one training, they are reaping the benefits over and over again, over and over again. So that's what training transfer effectiveness is. And that's what we've been standing for. And that's what we've been doing, going around African countries, trying to work with businesses and create the awareness first. We are creating the awareness. We're in Ghana in May to create the awareness. In Nigeria, we did it last month to create awareness, June. In next month, okay, tomorrow is August. In August, we are going to Rwanda. So if you have anybody in Rwanda, we are looking for the CEOs, CHROs, L&D leaders, managers in Rwanda. We are having a breakfast meeting free at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Kigali. So we'll be in Rwanda in August 14. Then in Kenya, we'll be in Kenya in September 12th, Friday, September 12th. So these are things that we are doing, right, to ensure that there is a return, to ensure that we move this movement. I was just thinking I was supposed to have a meeting with the Kenya team. I guess I forgot that. Okay, good. So these are things we are doing and ways we are trying to promote this training transfer effectiveness going around Africa. That's what we are trying to do. Okay, please feel free to ask any question if you have to. So this is just a summary of what it is. Training effectiveness measures learning and engagement. For those that know about the Kirkpatrick 4 levels of evaluation, the New World by Kirkpatrick, this measures training effectiveness, does level 1 and level 2. Training transfer measures application on the job. Level 3, because the behavior are done there. Then we said move, don't stop in training transfer. You can see the progression, move on to training transfer effectiveness, which measures the sustained performance and the business impact. I don't know if you have any question at this point in time. Is there any question before I continue? Okay, since there's no question, that's it. So that's what, and this pictorial shows it all. We learn, you apply, performance increases, there's business impact. Learn, apply, the performance increases, there's business impact, sustainable improvement. So let's go into what we have today. And our topic today is the real problem isn't training, it is transfer. The real problem isn't training, it is transfer. Now you agree with me that let me even ask this question first. When there's a performance issue, I hope I have the people I have today are people that would be ready to respond to questions. When there's a performance issue in your organization, there's a performance gap, what's the first thing you do? What do?
You have to analyze what is causing the performance gap. Is it resource? Is it lack of cooperation? Is it skill based? Is it knowledge? Are there obstacles? So it's not training that counts first. You do the analysis first.
Great. Thank you so much, Patience. And have you had requests from any department recently whereby they told you to send their people on training? What did you do about it?
Oh, in my case, we do needs assessment before we do the training plan. So you don't request training when the needs assessment has not been done. Okay,
so you do needs assessment. What about because needs assessment, when you do the needs assessment, so what does your needs assessment entail? What do you check out in your needs assessment? Sorry, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, Patience.
It's a process. It's a whole process we go through, not even a day. It takes us about 2-3 months to do that. Across the organization. And then we can do a planning, because we plan for a year, then we do a review in 6 months. So you don't just come and say, I need this in the middle of the year. You have to, if something happens, we have to go through. And you see, it's not only training that brings learning. Learning has a lot of other things that you can do. Coaching, mentoring, attachment, and all that are part of learning. So it's not every time that you should be training.
So I like that. I like what I'm hearing from you, Patience, as you do agree that it's not only training that brings about learning. We have coaching, we have job aids, we have job rotation, we have mentoring, we have all those other components. It will be interesting because when I hear needs assessment, what I hear when I hear needs assessment is they are checking, they already know that is a training intervention, and they are finding out who are the people that are going to go on this. What are the gaps that are showing up? So your own needs assessment, does it first determine if training is intervention, or it's already trained as intervention and you're just trying to plan around what it is? What does your need assessment do?
Model. The adding model is what we use, and the first one is analysis. So we don't start with training in mind. And even if it's training, we ask ourselves, what is the modalities? What is the best way to bridge the gap? Sometimes going to another place to go and learn or do attachment or peer learning is even more stronger than say you are organizing training. So we look at all that in the framework.
Okay, thank you so much. I know about the ADDIE model, ADDIE. Okay, well done. So let's move ahead. So I usually say the real problem isn't training, it is transfer. So a lot of organizations believe that training will solve their performance issues, so they invest millions. Check the Harvard Business Review for last year. Also read the LinkedIn review for last year. Then the training magazine. So these are organizations that do research in the areas of HR and L&D. So it's good that sometimes you read this to find out. So they said that millions of dollars are being invested on training, and yet CEOs are complaining that they do not see returns. Millions are spent on facilitators, on platforms. I know of somebody that told me, a director of HR that said they spent 60 something million for Coursera for their staff, and he was lamenting that there's no returns. He cannot see any returns. 60 something million on Coursera. That's gone down the drain. All right. So despite all that effort, teams go back to the work and do the same things. Managers don't follow up, no real improvement is seen, and the business wonders where is the impact. The impact is that you did not get it at the right time. You did not start from the beginning. Like what patients they are doing in their business, they're analyzing first, what is this performance gap or this performance issue? What exactly would be the right intervention for it? And after that, embedding transfer. Now, let me even ask again. I'm not asking patients, so let it not be I'm putting on the spot. For organizations, I want you to share with us, how do you embed transfer to ensure that for every training investment, you see ROI and ROE? Who wants to share with us? What do you do? What does your business do? What does your organization do? Or for the consultants in our midst, what have you done Is there anybody that wants to share with us?
Yeah. Hello, coach. The
Okay,
question is
Emmanuel,
so
hi.
clear to me.
Okay. So what I asked is, okay, thank you. So what I asked is, so is it one, for those who are in the organization, for those who are practitioners, employees, when they've discovered that training is the challenge, is intervention for the performance, training is intervention for the performance issue, how do they plan towards it? How do they plan towards to have transfer in order that there will be ROI and ROE for that training investment? How do they plan towards it? Then for those are consultants or trainers, how do you work with an organization, your clients, when you know is training is the right intervention to ensure that you show return on investment or return on expectation for that training you'll be doing for them? So that's the question.
Oh, hello, madam. I'd like to try to attempt the question.
Okay, Christine, please go ahead. Okay.
I'm not that well versed in the consulting space. I'm still new. But according to how I have seen how things are done in organizations, mostly one thing I've picked is implementing a continuous learning culture, like making it a day-to-day thing. For example, there's one place that I worked, and the CEO would ensure that people have an assignment where you're reading the OKR book. There's one who's going to tell us more about it on Monday, maybe the chapter 1, like slowly just making people also aware of the vision and mission and the overall objective of the company, so that they can align what they do, and enabling them to have an end-to-end experience during work. If it's recruitment, like example in the consulting space, you're able to do it from the onset when you identify that there's a gap, we need staff in this field, all the way to the end when you've onboarded them and now they are in the organization and the constant check-ins. That's what I would like to put in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kristen. Thank you. Thank you for sharing what you shared. So for those places you worked in, the CEO or the business were attempting to do something like the OKR book for you to read, to know how to set your OKR and all that. That's a great attempt, right? There's a need to be intentional about planning transfer, and you start from even before training. So when the problem has been discovered that it's been discovered that training is the intervention, then when you want to start planning training, you start planning transfer right from the beginning. So there are 3 phases of training. We have what we call pre-training, during training, and post-training. In these 3 phases, you must plan transfer. And what do I mean by transfer? Transfer is application. That's what transfer is. I'm sure you saw the definition. Application. How do we ensure that when we send these people for a leadership training, or we send them for a customer service training, or we send them for an IT training, Cisco training, whatever it is, that when they come back, they would apply what they've learned, and from there we will see an ROI and ROE. How? That is how you start. So there's a model we designed. If you check our YouTube channel, I think Samson, my colleague, has already dropped the YouTube channel, the link on the chat box. Go there and watch those videos. The second model we developed is called the PDP model, the pre-training, during training, post-training transfer effectiveness model. It's a model that ensures that when you start from pre, you complete in post, and at the end you can see ROI and ROE for your training investment. It is working for clients, and it will keep working for clients. It's a model, and it's just for you to work with it. So when people assume that, and the business is wondering, where is the impact? Why is the impact? Because it wasn't designed from the beginning. So I see people that they do a whole lot in the second phase of training, which is during training. They get a motivator as a facilitator. a beautiful place to have the training, good food. People are hyped up. When they are scoring post-evaluation, they are giving the trainer 10 over 10. They are giving HR 20 over 120 over 100, if there's anything like that. I'm just trying to tell you to see how happy and enthusiastic they are. And at the end, 1 month down the line, everyone goes to status quo. Nothing has changed. People go back to their behavior. No returns. It becomes what we call training scrap. Training scrap. So I've spoken about this before. So you can read it up. Let me continue because I need us to do something very quickly. How time flies. Ready? We are almost just 36 minutes more and we are done. And we are supposed to end. So most training programs don't fail because of poor content or bad facilitators. I'm sure you agree with me. Most often they fail because what was learned never gets applied. I don't know, is anybody that agrees with me on this? True? True? You can use your thumbs up or unmute your microphone and respond.
Yes, sometimes. Or most times.
Thank you, Monica. Who spoke? Is that Patient? Thank you, Doris.
Yeah, most times, please, Emmanuel.
So most often they fail because what was learned never gets applied. Yeah. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Teresia. Thank you, Anthony. Yes. Thank you for agreeing. So the problem isn't delivery because you get people that deliver awesome, wonderful. The problem is no transfer. And if there's no transfer, there'll be no business impact. You go to the hospital, the doctor gives you medication, and you get back home, you throw it away. You will die of that sickness. I'm sorry to say. You will die of that sickness. So how do you so it's just the same thing. You go for training, you come back, that you're supposed to apply what you've learned in order to become better at your jobs, whereby when your performance improves, it will touch on the bottom line, the business, it impacts the business and the business becomes, so in the business is either you're trying to save cash or you're trying to grow revenue, reduce costs, grow your revenue. Which of them has that training done for the business, either directly or indirectly? And we don't. So the problem really is people applying what they learned when they come back. Transfer failure. I'm sure you can see the gap between failure and success. It's not a small thing. You can see the guy, if that guy is not careful, he's going to fall down into that hole. So transfer failure is equal to business failure. Transfer failure is equal to business failure. When employees don't apply what they've learned, productivity stays the same, mistakes continue to happen, business goals are missed, training becomes wasted investment, what I call training scrap. Now, training scrap is a term I designed myself. I came about it. I got it from, I used to say, there's no need of rewriting the narratives, just build on what people have researched. So we started with scrap learning, which was by Ronald, also I can't remember, Don, also I can't remember his name, in the early 50s. Then we have learning scrap, which was by Roy Pollock, who wrote the 6 disciplines. I have his book here, very wonderful book, the 6 disciplines of learning, very wonderful book, 6 Ds. Then he was talking about learning, because since I'm talking about training all the while, I said, why talk about learning? I'm just talking about training, which is just a component of learning, which is a type of learning. So I designed the training scrap, and I said, so training scrap is this training that your staff go to and they do not apply it. Wasted investment, wasted resources, wasted time. It becomes scrap. So the truth is, the problem isn't the training itself. The problem is what happens before, during, and after training. Now let me ask, before I share with you people, what happens in your organization? So if you're an entrepreneur consultant, you can tell me what you do with the business. Then if you're an employee, what happens in order for you to see ROI and ROE, let me even ask, do we know what ROE is? I know the old comers already know what it is. Those have been coming here. For the new people, have you heard of ROE, return on expectation? Do you know what it is? I don't want to assume that you know. Have you heard of ROE, return on expectations? Do you know what that means? So ROI is return on investment. Yes, Milker, that's return on investment. I'm talking about ROE, return on expectation. It's different from ROI. Okay, I want to take it that silence means you don't have an idea. So please, you will need to watch our video again. Return on expectation, return on investment is the financial aspect of it. Looks at the financials, it's quantitative. It's able to say, from that training we organized, did we increase revenue? Did we save money? Did we reduce cost? So when you reduce cost, you save money. When you increase revenue, maybe the productivity increased, your revenue increases. So what exactly did you do? Returns, numbers, it's numbers. So ROI is about numbers. We had $2 million. We sent these people on training, mapping the things we needed to map. The units we had a handshake with, we're tracking. We told IT to help us to track. We told the finance to help us to track. And they were tracking. And as they were tracking, we told them to help us to track. And as they tracked, we were able to find out that training contributed to, from that $2 million, within 3 months, they were able to get to $3.5 million. That's an increase of $1.5. And we're able to attribute a part of what training did to it, because see, only training cannot give you those returns. I hope you know that. Go and watch the video too. We've talked about that. Training contributes. If you're trying to isolate training to say training is the one that made this increase or did this change, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're digging a pit for yourself. So what you do, what the attribution, what the training attribute, what was training's own contribution to that returns. So ROI is return on investment, numbers, financial. I gave a long difference between ROI and ROE. Now, return on expectation is, what are those things management wants? What are they looking out for? And they are qualitative, they are not quantitative. So when they are qualitative, what we now do is, when we are designing training, even though ROE is qualitative, we intentionally bring them into measurable and smart to be able to measure it. I want to take that again. ROE is return on expectation. These are what management, the stakeholders, the management, what they are expecting. What are their expectations? What were they looking out for? From that training they want you to go for, what is the outcome they want? So return on expectation, management may say, I want, when my senior management come back, they go for a coaching training. When they come back, they should be able to use the coaching skills and to coach their direct reports. That's the return on expectation. Now, how do you now measure that? It's when we are designing, we now put it into measurable and smart terms in order to be able to measure it. Measurable and smart terms. So management wants the situation whereby senior management, when they come back, they are able to use coaching skills, coaching conversations with their direct reports. How do you measure that? That is where in Nigeria called the COCO. So now we need to now design it and find out what are those KPIs that would help us to be able to say that these senior managers, they are having coaching conversations. They are using the coaching skills. Now we have to go down to define those things. So anybody that tells you ROE is very flimsy and all that, that's not true. Without ROE, Sometimes you have ROI, you will not have ROE. You will meet your targets, 12 billion, 10 billion, 10 million, you hit your target. Yet management is still saying there's still this culture, our culture is still having an issue. Though you've met your target. That's ROI. You did not get ROE. But most often, when you do ROE, which is return on expectation, because with that, you define it in measurable smart terms to be able to measure it. So when you define ROE and you work on ROE, invariably you get ROI because it's already in measurable terms. You're able to define them. You're able to quantify it in measurable terms, which you can now check the returns. So I'm not supposed to be teaching ROE and ROI today. I hope I did not. I need to move faster. I just needed to help us to get that clarity. So the problem is what happens before training, during training, and after training. I think I was asking the question. So what I found out from experiences, a lot of organizations don't do before training, and they don't even know. A lot of L&D and HR managers, L&D people, you don't even know the business objectives of your organization. You don't even know the KPIs, or even the departments are asking for those training. You don't even know anything about them. Okay, so let's move ahead. This is the shift we must make from failure to success. We need to make that shift. And how do we make the shift? Stop focusing only on delivering training. Start focusing on ensuring transfer. Stop focusing on only delivering training. Start focusing on ensuring transfer, which is this consistent application of learning that drives results. And I said training is not the problem, transfer is. So work on ensuring that there's transfer for all your training initiative. Now, the 5 reasons why training doesn't work even when delivery is excellent. Because of time, I may not finish it. I will just do some of it, and next week we'll continue. One is training is approved without a clear diagnosis. I've talked about that. Organizations rush to deliver training. They don't even ask the right question. No one checks if training is a solution or if the problem is even skill related. You just go straight into training. So you do not solve a business problem with a training solution unless you have diagnosed correctly that really that is the solution. So one is training is approved without a clear diagnosis. The second is there's no alignment with business or performance expectation. There's no alignment. If your training is not directly or indirectly hitting your business outcomes, your business objectives, you are just wasting time and wasting money. It must hit. There must be either a direct alignment or indirect alignment to the business. Now I'm going to do a self-test of business knowledge. I hope I'm going to use our company as an example. Every HR and L&D, you have to do this self-test to know if you know your business. You want to be a strategic partner, you must know the business. If you don't know the business, you cannot be a strategic partner. You can see what I wrote there. Training is delivered in isolation from the organization's business objective. No way. You do not deliver training in isolation. It must have an impact. It must have a correlation to your business objectives, to what your business wants to achieve, either that year, the following year, if it's a 3-year objective, whichever, it must be correlated to your business objectives. So we're going to do a self-test of your business knowledge, which I'll be asking. I think I didn't get this right. So one thing I wanted to, the most important source of your revenue. So the first thing is the most important source of your revenue. Let me ask, who wants to go? What's the most important source of your revenue for your organization? Who wants to go first? So as a business, as an organization, what's the most important source of your revenue? Of the revenue of the business? Is there anybody that wants to share with us? Nobody. Okay, since I will just go and I will just go on to teach it, since nobody wants to share. So what that means is, please, you must know your business. You must know the business. After today, go and do this self-test for yourself to know how much of the business do you know. You cannot be a strategic partner if you don't know the business. HR and L&D, stop talking HR language. Enough is enough. You want to work with them, you want to have a seat at the table, you want to be invited, then speak the business language. It's not when you talk HR language, HR jargons, L&D jargons, that you have a seat at the table. No way. No one will give you any seats. They won't even give you a broken seat. They won't even invite you. You won't even be late to the party. You will not even come. Your name will not be on the invite list. Know the business. Start now. To start finding out about the business, learning about the business. That's the only way you can add value. So I'm going to use our company as an example. So the most important source of our revenue for us as a business is our consulting and training services. And it helps organizations achieve their measurable outcomes from training. This includes delivery of our proprietary models, which is the PDP model, the pre-during post model, and the needs validation process model. And our programs like the Mastermind program, in-plan support, and strategic transfer initiatives. These are the important sources of our revenue. These are models key for us. These two models and the Mastermind program, which we started. We have cohort 1 now. We have people in cohort 1. We have people now ready for cohort 2 in October 6th. So these are ways we hope we are generating revenue as a business. To anybody working with us that doesn't know this, that means the person doesn't even deserve to be in our organization or even be with us. So same thing, you need to know what's the important source of your organizational revenue. The next question I'll ask is, what's the most important driver of your growth? Of your growth as a business? What's the most important driver of the growth of the business? So for us as a business, our most important driver of our growth, increasing demand for accountability in training investment across Africa. As business leaders begin to question the value of training, check out the reviews. They are questioning the value of training, that training without results. So that is what we are hinging on, and that's why we have a 5-year plan from 2025 to 2030 to work with businesses to help them to show ROI and ROE for their training investment. So our growth is fueled by our unique positioning as the only firm focused exclusively on TTE in Africa, backed by our models, clear outcomes, and a movement that is shifting mindsets. We are proud to say, to beat our chest to say that we are the only firm focused exclusively on TTE. Check it out. In Africa, we are. So that's the way, our own driver of our growth. We are using this engine audit, making use of our models, our frameworks to drive what we're doing. So the first thing you should check for your business is what? The self-test of business knowledge. 1 is the most important source of your revenue as a business. The second is the most important driver of your growth. The third is the core element of your strategy. What is the core element of your strategy? What are the core elements of your strategy as a business? So for us, these are our core elements. The TTE, which is training transfer effectiveness, is as a standard, not an exception. That's what we keep saying. We are driving our models. We are equipping HR and L&D professionals, moving them from order takers to strategic partners. We're expanding the TTE movement via our Mastermind program and our TTE ambassadors. And that's why we're going to various African countries to do that. And we are leading thought conversations. We're influencing policy level through our thinking on TTE. These are elements of our strategy. The fourth question for you to ask yourself now is, who is your main competitor? In your business, who is your main competitor? For us, our main competitor is not a company, it's a mindset. Yes. For us as a business, our main competitor is not a company, it's a mindset. We don't compete with other firms, other training firms. We compete with the outdated belief that training alone is enough. A lot of organizations up till now feel training is enough. Why? We faced it. We turned down three jobs this year because they came to us and they wanted us to just do training without showing them ROI and ROE. And we said no. We turned down those jobs and they gave it to other training organizations. So that is what we are competing with. And so because organizations feel that because they don't know about ROI and ROE and they're not ready to do the work, they don't give us business. They give it to those who are not ready to do it. So when we turn down those businesses, they give it to other people, which is fine. We're fine with that. We'll continue where we are, continue advocating and continue saying it until we know that this is what it is and this is what it should be. Africa will arise and get to know it. The Western world, they know it. They are doing it. Why now Africa? Why wouldn't we do it? Why shouldn't we stand and start doing it? Why must you turn down someone that wants to give you value for your business, your training investment, that wants to show you returns on your every investment, and you say you're not ready? You don't want all those things that just train like that. Forget all those things. Excuse me? We can't forget those things because that is what we breathe, what we live for, how we exist. So we are competing with the outdated belief that training alone is not enough. Attendance equals effectiveness. That's what people, the happy sheets. How many people came? How many percent? How many scores did they have? That's what I call it happy sheets. No, we don't want happy sheet because happy sheet cannot change the numbers. Happy sheet will not change the numbers. We are competing with the belief that delivery is the goal. No, delivery is not the goal. Performance is the goal. Application of performance is the goal. So we are challenging the status quo of training that is designed without clear business alignment, without post-training reinforcement, without measurements. We are challenging that status quo. We are head-on challenging it. So these are our competitors. It's the mindset that is our competitors. Human beings are not our competitors. It's the mindset that is our competitors. So we are not just in the business of training as an organization. We're in the business of transformation through transfer. So you can see how I am talking about our business. As HR and L&D, you must be able to talk about your business like that. This is a self-test audit you should do. How well do you know the business? Because if you do not know the business well, you cannot serve the business. You cannot help the departments that will come to you with different sources of training, with different requests for training. You cannot help them. Okay, I'll start wrapping up now. We just have 14 minutes more. The fifth one is the greatest threat we face. What are the greatest threats you face as a business? Do you know? Do you know? For us, our greatest threat is organizational resistance to change. Yeah. Even when L&D leaders, from us, we found that even in the organization, the L&D leaders and the HR leaders are our problem. They are our threat. They're resisting change. Even HR and L&D, they are the problem. Why in some organizations, the HR and L&D, they are aware, they want to put structure, the decision makers often delay. And now it now becomes boldness. You need to disrupt the familiar habits. Now the HR or L&D needs to sit up and disrupt those habits. And we face the threat of lip service. Companies that say they want ROI, but they still approve change without a strategy to get it. Without a strategy to get ROI. And lack of knowledge. So many companies do not know about ROE. What they know is ROI. Not knowing that if you have ROE, you will definitely get ROI. So these are the threats we face as a business. I hope you know the threats your business faces. Then last but not the least is, what is the greatest human capital challenge your business faces? And when I'm calling it your business, as long as you're in that organization, it is your business. You own it. You are the CEO of the business. If you're in an organization and you do not have that ownership mentality, I think you should resign and leave that business. Yes. If because of how they are treating you, I know some organizations, they have toxic culture. Yeah, I know that. I was once an employee. That sometimes, years back, before I go to work, I cry. Every Friday, I'm so happy that it's going to be a weekend. I'm very happy, so elated that we are going for a weekend. Sunday before the next day, I'm having my heartbeat is doing boom, 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 boom. I'm having fast heartbeats. I'm scared. I'm in tears. This is a mother with children. I'm in tears. I don't want to go to work. But I had to go because I had bills to pay. I was scared. I was working in a toxic environment. So I'm saying I can relate. So what I'm saying is, if you cannot give your best again, please leave. And I left that business. I left that organization. I left that place. Please leave. Because you should be able to take that business, have the ownership mentality as, this is mine. How do we make this business work? How do we make this business progress? A lot of you just come in and do whatever you want to do because you feel it's not your business. No, it's wrong. It's a wrong mentality. If you feel that you're not being treated well there, resign and leave. Let other people come in. But if you want to stay there and you think you're not treated well, then make sure you do the work and make sure you stay put and do what you're supposed to do. Have the ownership mentality. Be an entrepreneur, right? Be an entrepreneur. Have the ownership mentality. Own the business. A lot of you don't even know the vision of your organization, not to talk of the mission or even the values. When I was in the banking sector, someone was sacked one day. The MD came into one branch and asked the person you just saw on the ground, what's our vision? The young man could not say it. He just called HR and said, sack him. So if you don't know your vision, go and learn it now. Learn what your vision is. Memorize it, cram it if you have to. Learn your vision, learn your mission statement, learn your value. Because if you want to design training that will give you RI and ROE, you need to know what your vision is. You need to know the purpose of your business. You need to know the strategic objectives of the business. With that, you will now sit down to design with those that are coming, because every training must hit on the business objective. If you don't know that, you cannot design it. So this is a wake-up call for every HR and L&D person, even the consultants here. Most especially the HR and L&D. Wake up from your slumber. Wake up. Stop. Let's stop being stepping stone. Let's take where the seat we deserve, we are supposed to have. Do you know you're in charge of people? It's not assets. It's not assets. You are HR, human relations. Let's get it right. So for us as a business, the greatest human capital challenge we face is scaling our internal and external capacity without compromising our standard. So as demand for our models grows across Africa, we face two major human capital gaps. First, we must raise transfer enabling professionals, consultants, facilitators, and trainers who will do more than deliver content. They must drive measurable transformation using our models. So we're facing that. The second one, we face the challenge of attracting employees and associates who are equipped for TTEs. A lot don't know it. I'm even struggling to get speakers because a lot don't know about TTE. A lot don't know about Ariana and RE. And so we're looking for people who are willing to unlearn traditional L&D thinking and fully embrace the shift to strategy. So these are the 6 business test questions you should ask yourself. And I hope you would do that and ask yourself after today. You'll be able to do that. Okay, on this note, what may be the questions? We have 8 minutes before we wrap up. What are the questions you may have at this point in time? What are the questions you may have at this point in time? While I wait for you to... Okay, Patience, I see you. Okay, please.
Right. So if I need to be part of the transfer movement, if I should say that way, how do I go about it? Because I'm in Ghana and you are in Nigeria, but I think technology will be our aid. So I want to find out.
Okay, so definitely, Emmanuel, who is our coordinator, Emmanuel, so get Patience, just drop your number and your name. Emmanuel will reach out to you. Emmanuel is Emmanuel, do you want to unmute your microphone and just say hello? Emmanuel is our Ghana coordinator for the TTE movement, the TTE hub. Okay, so maybe Emmanuel stepped out. So okay, no. Emmanuel. Okay. Hi, Emmanuel.
Yeah. Hi.
So Patience want to join. Yes.
Patience, yeah. Please drop your number. I'll pick it up and we'll speak from here.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
Emmanuel will get to you. So thank you so much for asking to join. We are looking for more people. We already have a TTA coordinator hub in Kenya, even though I'm going there in September to what's that word? To launch it. So we have Karo Nwaze, she's our TT hub coordinator in Kenya. We have in Rwanda, we have Dr. Lillian Willow. Hope I got that. Lillian, I hope you're not watching this YouTube channel. I hope I did get that right. So if you want to join the hub, and we are looking for not just professionals who will be ambassadors, putting into whatever we are talking about in their organizations. If we also have consultants that want to also learn these models and use it with their clients, we would appreciate that. Thank you so much, Patience. We look forward to seeing you join us. Okay. What will be your next line of action? What will be your next line of action? What will be your next line of action? What practical tip will you take with you so that next week you come, you will share with us? So that next week you come, you will share with us. And lastly, please don't go. I know most times when we are done, people want to go. Don't go. We're almost done. If you need help, let us talk about how we can help you build or repair your ecosystem. We can help you to build your ecosystem or repair it. You can join our mastermind program, Cohort 2. Cohort 1 has already started, and we're not taking any other person again. So Cohort 2 starts Monday, October 6th. So if you're interested in it, reach out to us. Invite me to speak with your leadership team. I will gladly speak with them. So reach out. Let us stop training for the sake of training. Let us build for transfer, and let us build for transformation. And we have three types of payments, ways you can pay, so you can be able to pay. So we have, if you want to start paying from August, we have a payment model for you. Where you can pay 20%, you have 25% and all that. So reach out to us at info@mbryanconsultinggroup.com with the subject Mastermind Program Cohort 2, and we will tell you how to go about that. In conclusion, old ways won't open new doors. Old ways won't open new doors. And I always keep saying, every impact-driven training starts with a bold conversation. And this is the mastermind I was talking about. This is the mastermind training. We are reviewing it. It was an 18 weeks training. We are reviewing it to a 14 weeks training now, based on the feedback we are getting on the 14 weeks training now. So it will be a 14 weeks transformational training for those who will be joining Cohort 2. So that's our email address. Those are our phone numbers. That's our website. So reach out to us for the mastermind. And last but not the least, okay, these are feedback. Because of time, I'll just leave it. These are feedback from those who are in Cohort 1. They are very grateful for it. The insights they are getting, they are very thankful. So for Cohort 2, the fee is $1,500. So for those that are interested, reach out to us. So these are how it's been valuable to them, what they've been doing. So these are it. So this is a conference, the first week. I'm clapping because we are doing new things, first things, premier things. So as an organization, we are doing the first ever training transfer effectiveness in the world. It has never been held in the world before. There's nowhere you will see any training on transfer effectiveness. No, it's nowhere. So we are the first. We are bringing it to the world. So it's called the International Training Transfer Effectiveness Conference. It's going to be taking place in Lagos, Nigeria, November 13 to 14. However, it's a hybrid conference. It's a hybrid conference. So if you cannot come all the way from Kenya or come all the way from Nigeria, for all the way from Ghana, Tanzania, the US, wherever you are, just go and join the virtual, pay for the virtual. You have the same experience, seamless. You have the same wonderful experience with those who will be coming. In case you cannot pay for the tickets, your accommodation, just pay for virtual, and you would really be thankful you did. So these are some of our speakers from Switzerland, Germany, Nigeria, Ghana, and the US. These are some of we're going to be having 22 speakers. These are the confirmed 12 speakers for now. And there's something great we are also doing for you. All those certifications you saw me, right? I'm sure you were wondering how many certifications is she having. You have the opportunity to have those certifications, even though you don't come to Nigeria. And you pay for we will let you know how the certification, which of them you can get access to. So check out the certification online. You'll know how much it is. The Kekpachi is over $2,000 something. The certified transfer designer is over $2,000 something. The accelerated learning is over $1,000 something. The LPA, IFC LPI is over close to $1,000. But because you are coming for this conference, these are our partners. We have at a very discounted price. So do not miss this opportunity to get 4 certifications at a go. Yeah. 4 certifications at a go. Do not miss that opportunity. And finally, I just want to say, be happy and feel good about yourself always. Thank you. And I remain Coach Sandra Ihenacho. I am known as the Oracle. I'm Africa's leading voice on training transfer effectiveness. That's my number. That's my LinkedIn name. That's my IG, my X, and that is my email address. Thank you, everyone. And I will stop sharing. And I also, are there things you want, anybody that wants to say anything? If not, I will stop the recording and I'll wait behind as I always do. So I usually wait behind because there are some persons that don't want to ask questions that would enter the recording, because this recording will be on our YouTube channel, and so I stay back to answer their questions. So if you want to say anything, feel free to say. If not, I would stop the recording and take the questions that are off camera. Anything from anybody? Patience, Christian, Castro, Mil, Kerr, Anthony, Emmanuel, Carol, Doris. Anything from any of you?
I'm good for today.
Okay.
Looking forward to next week. But I will go to the YouTube and then see the rest. Yeah.
Okay.
And thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Patience. Thank you. Any other person? Last words?
Hello.
Hi, Castro.
Fine. I'm really enlightened tonight, and thank you for the teachings, and I've learned a lot. So I'm looking forward to get more next week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Castro, and you're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carol. I see a message from Carol. Carol says thank you. Thank you, Sandra. Anthony says thank you. Carol says thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so I can stop the recording and just wait behind to take your questions. Okay, Christine says looking forward to more great sessions. Thank you. You're welcome, Christine. You're welcome.